Welcome back to another story time. Today I'm going to tell you guys a story about why my dog was euthanized. One day I was given a gift of a pit bull, um, random, unexpected, and when I say random and unexpected, like just the person just bought the dog to me, the puppy. He was a puppy at the time that I received him as a gift, but with puppies, this is not like you were given a gift of a lamp. Like when you have an animal like a dog, you have to like make a for real commitment to it. Like a for it's not like a one little goldfish in a bowl. You have to make a real commitment to that dog. So I was given a gift of a pit bull, and this was at the time where I was like, I don't want to say super busy. I was the teacher at the time, but I worked so far away from home that over time my pit bull became more and more aggressive. Um, he was like really wild. He was super sweet. He was like a really wild puppy, just like destroying everything. And like I didn't know how to train him. I remember googling videos of like how to train your puppy, and like it was a gift that I was not ready for at the time. Although we loved the puppy and of course treated the puppy like normal, like normal. Um, I worked. You guys, if you are like OGs of this channel, you know I worked super. I used to work super far from home, an hour 15 minute drive one way. Sometimes an hour 20 minutes one way. So over time, I had to. I was leaving the dog home. I couldn't take the dog to the school with me, so I would leave the window open, enough for him to get in and out of the house as he needed to. Like, because I knew I was gone, I would be gone. I would be driving 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, leaving out from my garage 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, to to get to work by like at that time I forgot when I had to be to work, maybe 6:30 or maybe 7 o'clock. I don't know. I left early because y'all know I always get to work early. So so over time, my dog became more and more aggressive, and I could see it in the way that he was playing with my son. Like my son would be riding his bike, around the. We lived on acres and acres of land, so he would be riding his bike around, and you know, and the dog would be like running with him, but then he would like bite bite my son like on a t-shirt, like by his t-shirt, and like drag him off of the bike and like drag him all the way. We had a long driveway. Drag him by his t-shirt like all the way down the driveway, and like be like really. And this was like by the age of like 2, I think. And it was a pit bull. He was a lot stronger than my son, so he would like once he clamped onto him, like his t-shirt would be like pulled, like ripped holes. One time he like slightly bit my son on the arm and on the hand, but like little puncture wounds, not all the way through. Like you know how dogs, like once their jaws lock, they'll like start shaking their head, like trying to rip apart whatever they're doing. Um, so as I had to leave the dog the entire day, and then like I would go shopping and stuff before I would come home, sometimes, and so sometimes I wasn't getting home around 5 or whatever time. Sometimes I could get home around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. Sometimes I would get home at like 8 o'clock at night at this time. So um, yeah, my dog grew more and more aggressive over time, and I'm really thinking nobody told me this, but I'm thinking because he was left for so many hours, he was like sad, and so he would like just like destroy everything. He would destroy his own bed, destroy just every single thing, just destroy. He would like pop himself off of the chain. I had like a super long chain. I don't know how many yards this chain was, but I got him a long chain so that he could like run around and and not be like restricted to like one area, like be suffering all day. And I got him really long chain because he would like go in the neighborhood. Somehow I have no idea how my dog was getting out of the gate, out of the we had like a gated backyard. I have no idea how he was getting out of the backyard. And then one day I discovered like it was like he dug under the fence enough for him to flatten his body out and get under there. So that was one of the ways. But then like before that, before I discovered the hole, I was like, I have no idea how he's getting out. So then he would like pop himself off the chain. He would get to the neighbor's house. He would attack the neighbor's dogs, and after a couple of times of doing that, they were kind to me. They were like, something needs to be done about this. But and so I'm like, I don't know what to do about this. So I would get like a longer chain because I'm like, maybe he's running over there because he wants more space to run around. Like I didn't know what to do at this point. So I would have my neighbor, who she had 6 or 7 dogs. She had, I think, maybe 6 dogs. Um, to come over and check on him from time to time, but then she would message me while I was at work. She was like, "Well, I don't even see where he is," because he would like run off. But then one time he bit the neighbor. He got off of his chain. He popped the chain because it was like chain, and then there was like woven fabric that maybe he chewed it until it got weak, and then he would like pop himself off of the chain. He was very strong. He was a very strong pit bull. Um, so I don't know if he was maybe 4 at this time. Um, so yeah, so he bit the neighbor, and we took care of that incident. But then he bit another neighbor, and then that was it. Like my dog was like the menace in the neighborhood, like just being just straight up awful. And I'm just like, I can't bring the dog with me to work. I can't. There was like nothing. I was like, maybe I should sell the dog, and I was like, I felt too guilty. I was like, no, I can't sell him. My son's attached to him. But then my son started to be a little afraid of him just because he used to like knock him down, like aggressively, like push him down. And like I said, he would grab him by the t-shirt and like drag him around the driveway, drag him on the lawn. Like he was getting like wild. So after he bit the old man, that was it. Um, so yeah, they came and picked him up, and then they euthanized him because he was just very. He became angry. He's biting the neighbors' dogs, biting the neighbors, like just doing too much, and so he was euthanized before he actually killed someone else's animal, someone else's puppy, or took someone's life. Like just so yeah, that's what happened to him. While I'm on the subject of animals, and by the way, I still tell crazy stories about him. Just he was so fun and loving, but just as a small puppy, but then just so out of control, and I think he felt neglected, so he was just acting out. So okay, so while I'm on the subject of animals, last night I had a dream that I was on my way somewhere, and why am I always in the country? I don't know. Like, why am I always in the country in my dreams? I feel like a lot of times I'm in the country in my dreams. I was dreaming that I was on my way somewhere for a ceremony, and I didn't know whose ceremony it was. I don't know if it was for me. It was like a celebration of something, and people were giving I don't know where like I said, I don't know if it was for my ceremony, but now as I'm thinking about it, like, why were people gifting me cows? A lot of huge, white, beefy, buff cows showing up everywhere. Every gift that I got was like these, like, you know how they transport cows, from farm to farm? People were dropping off like truckloads of them to me, including my own dad. Like, he was bringing me all these cows, and so I remember my brother laughing like, "Oh my gosh, like, where are you gonna put them?" Like, and so I was just like, "I don't know, but he's like sitting on my keys right now." And I remember my dad pulled. My dad's never had a white van, but in my dreams he had like this white van. And he pulled in the garage and had like a bunch of gifts in the back of it. And then so I'm like, but I need my keys out of the van, but I can't even get around there because there's so many cows. I remember laughing like, why there's so many, why are they so big, and why are they standing right on me? I remember loads, and like they were being like transported to me, and like, just, okay, here you go, giving to me like gifts. And I was like, for one, why are we giving cows as like gifts, and why do I have so many? Like, why is it a ton like this? Like, what am I gonna do with them? And then the cows were like surrounding me as if I had like feed for them or something. And I remember laughing like, do y'all need to be so close to me? And why there's so many of y'all? So yeah, I just thought that was a really interesting dream. I didn't know what to do with that. I remember my brother going around to the other side. The garage was in the van, and it was only like walking space on the side of the garage. And I remember my brother going to the driver's side door, and then he got the keys. He was like, "Catch them! Like, you got to catch them. You know, you can't move around. You got all these cows around you." So I remember us laughing about that in the dream. Like, why do I have so many? Why am I being gifted cows? A ton of cows. I don't know why it was funny to me. It was strange, but it was funny to me. Like, what am I gonna do with all these cows? So yeah, that was just recent. That's a dream that I just had last night, and I woke up from the dream laughing, like, this is hilarious. This is way too many cows that I even know what to do with. So yeah, that was just, while we're on the topic of animals, I just decided to tell a story time about my dog, my pit bull. That, you guys, okay, don't give gifts like that. Like, the when a person purchases a dog, it's because they're ready to make that commitment to taking care of the dog. And I didn't know how to, I didn't even have the time. I did not have the time. I worked so far away, and I was leaving the dog for hours every single day. And like I said, I think he just felt neglected and just decided to act out. So I just wanted to share a quick story time. And you guys get in the comment section. Tell me how you're doing. If you guys have had any dreams like that, or I don't know. Okay, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.